Hey everyone, Ella and Papa here. Well, just Papa. Today we're going to do something a little different with this video. I just want to talk about the different coaching styles and a way to develop a young goalkeeper. This first game here, you're going to see that she's playing with the first team. Things didn't work out so well with the first team, so we moved her to the third team. And you're going to see the stark contrast in how Ella is developing as a goalkeeper between the two teams. The first team, well, let's just get into it. So here, the first shot comes in, it goes in as a goal, but it's offsides. So that's not really what we're going to be talking about, but that's one of the starts on where we're going to start seeing how to develop a young goalkeeper. And it's offside, so it's an indirect free kick. So since it's so close to the box, the goalkeeper should be taking it so we can get girls up the field. They're only playing 7v7. And so that means there's only 6 on the field. If there's only 6 on the field, and you have 2 hanging back, the one kicking the kick and the fullback, that means you only have 4 up the field. So instead of developing a goalkeeper to take the free kicks and the goal kicks, they are just using one to kick the ball up the field. Here, we're also going to see the leadership that happens in the back. As a goalkeeper, she is going to be able to see the whole field in front of her. Ella knows what girls need to be marked and is directing her players to mark them, but when you have a clash of personalities and one girl doesn't want to mark another and decides that, hey, no, since I'm the team captain, I'm not going to listen, it starts to frustrate Ella. If you have a young goalkeeper like Ella, who's age, 8, 9, 10, start training them to be the leader in the back. You want them to be able to recognize the game. You want them to be able to spot where the open opponents are and be able to direct the girls on the team to cover those opponents. So here, going back to the very first point that I made, what we want is for the goalkeeper to actually take goal kicks. What you're seeing here is a technique where one girl passes to the fullback, and the fullback passes it back to get a nice big boot. But the problem is they keep kicking it to the other team, and that led to this very first goal that you are going to see. They didn't have enough girls up the field, and when you don't have enough girls up the field to be able to get onto the ball, you're more than likely going to give it to the opponent, and that is what happened. The ball goes up the field because Ella wasn't taking the goal kick, so you're down 2 girls. It went to the other team, and then she came in, chested it down, boom, right into the back of the net. And then that was a mistake that her team made, but unfortunately it wasn't corrected. So if you do have a goalkeeper, a young goalkeeper who is really progressing and wanting to be a goalkeeper and be the best that she can, emphasize them learning goal kicks. Emphasize, hey, I need to start learning this now and practicing it now. Here, we're going to have a corner kick come in. Corner kick comes in, comes straight through, and of course, there's no girl on the back post. Ella, I think, may have just given up trying to tell her teammates where to cover. And that girl, had she got onto the ball, probably would have put that ball right in the back of the net because she was wide open. As a goalkeeper, this is where you're going to start seeing the stark contrast between playing on the first team and having her freedom restricted compared to being on the third team where she's got all the freedom to make decisions. There, she caught the ball, and you just see her kind of just roll it out to one person. If you watched any of the other videos, you're going to see her rolling it out always to the right side because they only have a right-footed player, and that is what the coach wants, to be able to send the ball up the field instead of moving the girls faster, throwing the ball, rolling it to whoever's open. She has been stuck rolling it to the same person. So if you do have a young goalkeeper who's got a drive to see the game and really throw the ball, then start developing that, emphasize that. At this age, at the 7v7 U10, they're not allowed to punt, so that's why Ella is throwing it, because here in the States, the modified rules for 7v7 is no punting until you get to 9v9. So we have another of this technique that they just, when they try to kick up the field, it just goes to the other team every time. So the goal kicks being taken away from Ella just leads to this constant, hey, we got to work extra hard to get on the ball because now we're sacrificing 2 field players. So she comes out here, is able to scoop up the ball, relatively easy save, but she's only allowed to roll it out to the right side. And instead of practicing proper technique because she's not pushing out wide enough for a roll, Ella just drops it. So a lot of her development has started to be hampered because she doesn't roll it out properly. That technique that I have taught her to really roll it out smoothly for the other girls to get onto it has lost its development because she is only kind of bouncing the ball now when she is rolling it. Here, you're going to see it for a third time this game. Pass to the teammate passes back, we're going to boot it up the field, but then, of course, it goes to the other team. Game 1 ended in a 1-1 draw. Ella had, a few saves to make, not too many difficult ones, but a lot of routine ones. Now, on match day 2, she had transitioned fully to the third team, and right away, goal kick, boom, up the field. Since she hasn't been taking goal kicks all summer, her technique isn't the greatest. We still have to get back into developing it. So you'll see a lot of the goal kicks that are happening in game 2, they're not getting as high and maybe not as accurate, but that's because she's spent the last 7 months not taking them. But you'll see a marked improvement once we get to game day 3, 4, and 5. Here, ball comes in, and she picks it, and right away, trying to find that open player. Boom, there she goes, and doesn't quite get her player, but that's okay. This is her first game in the last 24, 25 games where she's actually been able to throw the ball, so she's got to get back into that rhythm. It takes a while, but she does. She's going to make some routine saves here, but, when she's throwing the ball out or when she's throwing it, her decision-making will start to improve. Here, she's getting a lot of touches on the ball, even with back passes. The team trusts Ella that, hey, I can pass it back to my goalie, and then she will either boot it up the field or find another pass out wide and switch play. Her team is trusting her, and she is trusting in her team, which is really, really good for everyone's development. By the team trusting her, they are making her better, and by her trusting the team, she is making the team better. As you'll see right here, another throw. This one a little bit more accurate. Even when she doesn't throw the ball, coach is allowing her to put it at her feet and then play out. So she doesn't have to throw it every time. She doesn't have to roll it every time. She is learning the game and doing what is needed at that moment. Here, second half starts, and right away, we're making some saves. Just routine low dives, nothing too difficult. She's coming out, she's more confident, but of course, she gets to the ball first, and the other girl is late, hits her right in the ankle. This wasn't a bad injury, she just did get hurt, which then affects her performance for the rest of the game. So, the first game, gets off to, a rocky start match day 2 with the third team. She powers through it, but there are, with some injuries that happen, it starts to affect her confidence and her play, but she does try to switch it back on as best as she can. So with the hurt ankle, her goal kicks aren't as far, aren't as accurate, but she's still allowed to take them. You can see here she's limping kind of across. That ankle is really bothering her. Her throw, and while it gets there, it doesn't have a lot of strength to it. Here, a nice low dive to the right, able to parry it away. Could she have grabbed it instead of parrying it? Possibly, but again, it's all learning. She is only 9, as you know. What you're going to see here is Ella's foot affecting her play. She was a little bit slower. She wasn't able to get all the way over and get up right against that near post, and she got beat. Again, this is all a learning experience at this age, trying to play through the pain if possible. Unfortunately, that is how the one goal was let in. It went from bad to worse when the high ball came in, and because of everything that had already happened in the game, she wasn't able to close her hands all the way, maybe a slight lack of concentration, and it slipped through and hit her right in the chin. You'll see her go down because it hurt, but you got to give it to Ella for her fighting spirit, because she gets right back up to make sure she can still block the goal. Once the ball gets cleared out, then she goes down. The pain from getting hit in the chin was just too much, and it was like, okay, let's take a break. Coach did pull her, and they put in the second goalkeeper. All in all, she had plenty of good saves. She put her body on the line. She's not afraid to make mistakes. She wasn't afraid to go and attack that ball. As you can see, the backup goalkeeper made a pretty good save. Long ball in from a free kick. And then she made a couple other small, easier saves, and then that was the end of the game. All in all, the two contrasting styles of coaching is what's going to determine whether Ella is able to progress and develop at a young age, or if she's just going to be put in goal because they just need a shot stopper, and the team is more about winning than they are about developing. So I hope you guys watching this video can understand and help your young goalkeeper see what they need to do, or have tips of what they can do to become a better goalkeeper based on the two different coaching styles. But with that, she is on the third team now, and she will finish out the rest of the season with the third team. When we get to the next games, you will see a lot of improvement in her play. The speed and the decision making will be a lot faster. So we'll see you on match day 3.